one of my favorite posts that I saw over the weekend that popped into my timeline was Indiana should be number one overall in the college football playoffs unless the committee considers that Ohio State is the more impressive loss of the two.
That's pretty funny.
Which perfectly encapsulates the absurdities of the college football playoff committee's thought process and processes and the way it's been described by an athletic director who got thrust into the role of college football playoff committee chairman to be the face front individual to explain to America and the college football fans and also programs and athletic directors and chancellors what the thinking of the committee is. Somebody who absolutely is not ready for the spotlight. And it perfectly, that post encapsulated how all over the place this entire process has been. And then out comes the work of the College Football Playoff Committee. Miami should be in over Notre Dame. They beat them. It's just that simple. And Alabama getting in is something else also. Because BYU, they played for their conference championship game. They lost. That's a penalty for them, man. They shouldn't be in. They lost. Oh, but Alabama played for their conference championship and lost. But that doesn't count against them. But it counts against BYU. But the team that doesn't play for their conference championship, just sitting at home, gets in Miami. They don't play, but they get in. Alabama plays, their loss doesn't count against them. BYU plays, their loss does count against them. And the Notre Dame loss to Miami counts against them. That makes sense. The fact that they almost beat Texas A&M and should have had a holding penalty on the game-winning touchdown that the whole country saw, but the refs didn't. Again, my professionalism caping for Notre Dame football.
Look at you.
Look at me.
I'm proud of you.
I know. I still think Rudy was offsides. At any rate, I'm sorry, I got to put the Wolverines to bed here. Listen, it's absurd that we are sitting here and we're saying the 12 best should play for college football's championship. We've all been clamoring for this playoff system. I know I have been. I did a Sports Center piece back in the late 90s, I think, or the early aughts about how there should be a 16-team playoff. I even wrote it out. I produced it. It was thrown out on the air. I thought it was brilliant, if I may say so.
Ahead of your time.
I was ahead of my time.
Sometimes
so I've been caping for this, but I want the best 12. Notre Dame is one of the best 12. How are they not in it?
Yeah, I hate to be this guy.
How are they not in it?
Do you?
Like Tulane and James Madison. I don't care about watching you play football. And you're not going to win the championship. I hate to break it to you. Like, what are we doing?
Let me just put it this way, okay? I'll put it this way, out of respect.
This isn't the participation trophy bracket.
I get it.
You know?
Well, here's the difference. Because I think what college football is trying to do is create a UMBC setup here. They're trying to get what we see in March Madness, which is that 1-16 game that suddenly, out of nowhere, wow, that was something else. That somebody's coming into the college football playoffs with a slingshot, and they are hitting Goliath right between the eyes. And it's going to be something that everyone's talking about forever. So I look at the camera, and I'm talking to those at Tulane and James Madison. It's on you. It is 100% on you. Because the whole world is thinking exactly what Chris Brockman just put into a microphone. That you shouldn't be there. You are not equipped to go into James Madison, Oregon, and Tulane, Ole Miss. And by the way, thanks to the College Football Playoff Committee. I mean, we were all clamoring. How many people have called into this show saying, you know what, we need to see a rematch of Ole Miss Tulane after that 45-10 beatdown Ole Miss put on them earlier this year. We got to see that again. Nobody. So it's on them to go in and ball out and make a run of it. Because all we're going to be doing is sitting there saying Notre Dame could have done better than that. BYU could have done better than that. Miami's in because they beat Notre Dame. I get it. But they didn't even play for their conference championship. Duke with 5 losses won the ACC. But let's put an ACC team in. We have to do that. Do you? I mean, shouldn't we just sit in a room? But the only way that this thing, and come up with the 12 best, period, end of story, regardless of who's in what conference. But the reason why this even exists is because they had to gerrymander this thing to get everybody in the same room to agree to do it. You know, like we're hearing now from Pete Bavacqua, the AD of Notre Dame, in future years, if we're in the top 12, we're in. Like if this was next year, we'd be in because we'd be ranked 11th and top 12 get in. I've got a more radical idea to fix it. I mean, just hear me out. Hear me out. We get in a room and we figure out which programs in college football should be in the boat of college football playoff committee eligibility and which teams do not. And we create our own league based on those sports. And then, wait for it, we put contracts on the table for the players and for the coaches. Hey, coaches, no more buyouts. You are under contract. Nobody can come in with their private jets and their private equity and buy you out. And players, you're under contract. There is no transfer portal. That's it. No portal.
So the portal's done.
Portal's gone. But you can maybe have a portal by your junior year. Right?
So you're asking for a 2-year commitment.
Yeah. +1.
I don't hate that.
Player option. I don't know. We can figure this thing out. And then you tell the players, you have a union. Wait for it. There's also a front office for the entity with a commissioner and with a group of people who come up with a schedule. A schedule. You don't decide what Slappy gets $1 million from you to come play in your spot. You don't decide.
Good use of Slappy.
You don't. There's a actual construct.
Imagine that.
To it. So it's not people sitting in a room with their coffee breath and their BO and some guy who gets to have the front-facing job of explaining all this to everybody who gets thrust in the role because the original guy got bounced. And Reese Davis is asking all the right questions, and we're not getting the answers we need because they're all over the place. And then there are people who think, well, the networks have something to do with it, and an agent has something to do with it. The kids playing the game should have something to do with it, and the coaches coaching should have something to do with it. When are we going to get adults in the room to do this sort of thing? When is it going to happen? Who's going to do it? How many times am I going to see Nick Saban on game day saying, we should do this thing? Who's going to be the person to do it? Don't look to Congress. That's for sure. Don't look to the government. Who's going to do it? Because this whole process stunk. Like you couldn't get a straight answer, no. and the best 12 should be in, and the best 12 aren't in. We don't think.
Ole Miss 17-point favorites over Tulane.
Seriously,
Oregon 21-point favorites over James Madison.
Nobody wants to see it. Not a single soul is clapping. But congrats, the kids at James Madison and the kids at Tulane should shut us up. Go ahead. You have James Madison that brought Kurt Signetti to the world, in part. Let's go. Shut us up. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.